There are three main steps that are absolutely predictable when a person differentiates to a higher level of self. If we could diagram this another way, would be in a two-person system. This would be in equilibrium, say when the husband is devoting a certain amount of psychic energy to his wife and the wife is devoting a certain amount to her husband. And that's in a state of equilibrium. And that will stay in equilibrium as long as these two people continue to do this. In a previous session, I talked about the instability of any two-person system. In other words, they can't keep this up because of reality. The addition of a third person, say a child in this, and the mother can't put as much emotional energy into her husband as she did, and now she's putting some into the child, which detracts from the amount she's putting into her husband, and this upsets him, and now he reacts, and there's a whole variety of things he will do in relation to that. Now, if these two people are setting out to get a higher level of self, the one key point in this, say this was the one that's making the effort, is for this to be less dependent and less reactive on getting this love, attention, call it what you will, from his wife. That makes him more independent and less reactive to her. Now, he can still put it in or not there. Whatever she does in reaction to this, he doesn't react. Now, when this happens, anybody pulls up to a higher level of self, there are three predictable steps. Step one, when one changes, it upsets the equilibrium of the other. Then the three steps is a response really first from the other. The other reacts with something in the nature of, you are wrong, you're hurting me, this is a terrible thing you're doing, to point out to the differentiating one this negative kind of thing. The next step is change back. And the third is, if you don't, these are the consequences. So anytime anybody makes a significant step toward differentiating a self, the rest of the emotional system attacks in these three steps. This is my notion of why it is so difficult for a person to differentiate from another person. It upsets the other, and it upsets self to have the other upset.